It's somewhat interesting to me that on the one hand, people who are, I would say, conservative in their orientation are willing to embrace genetically modified crops and the science behind it, but then totally deny the science behind climate change. Conversely, those on the progressive side of the political spectrum, they have no time for GMOs, but are all in on climate change. Well, to me, you can't have it both ways. You have to be in or out. You have to recognize that GMO technology is providing safe food. You have to recognize the environmental benefits and the increased productivity from that. You have to also recognize that the climate is indeed changing, and it's going to really threaten our capacity to continue to grow and be productive, and we need science to basically help us understand in these inclement weather circumstances, in these intense weather patterns, is there a way of maintaining agricultural production? Is there a way of increasing production in places where the weather is going to change but enable us to have double or triple cropping systems? Is there a way of addressing the fact that we're going to have to change what we are growing in certain regions of the country and the world because of changing climate? So to me, it's about marketing, it's about education, and it's about explaining to consumers the benefits that they get out of the system that we have. I think it's funny that, you know, whether it's genetically modified crops or whether it's gene editing, we have no problem with that science being applied to health care. When we consume pharmaceutical products, without any hesitation, the science that led to that pharmaceutical product no doubt involved genetically modifying something. And we don't have any problem putting that pill in our body and it having and doing it, whatever it's going to do to solve whatever problem we have at the time. But somehow that doesn't translate to food. And I think the reason it doesn't translate is that the healthcare system and the health researchers have done a better job of explaining to the ultimate consumer of the science, this is going to benefit your life, this is going to extend your life, this is going to ease your pain, it's going to prevent you from having this problem or that problem. We have not done that. You know, the question I often get asked is how you deal and cope with the passion on one side or the other of these science debates, and particularly on the GMO side, there's a great deal of passion on the anti-GMO folks. And I think part of what we need to do is to look at this from the opponent's side and try to respond to to better understand what really is driving this, and then to try to alleviate those concerns in a way that doesn't require us to turn away from the science. I've been articulating the need for transparency in this industry for a long time, and at first it was resisted, and I understand why it was resisted, but the reality is, in today's world, people want to know. So give them information, give them all the information, make them informed consumers, because when they realize the environmental benefits, they realize the productivity benefits, they realize the challenge we have in feeding a hungry world, they may be more amenable in the long run to this science.